Hi everyone, Scorp here. Today I'm going to go over a deck for Duelist the Roses Redux mod. A pretty similar deck works in non-Redux mod. You just can't use as good of a deck leader because you don't really have a level 7 fish to use. So today we're going over fish. Probably end up using like Deep Sea Shark or something for your, or maybe Rainbow Marine Mermaid or something as a deck leader. But Fortress Whale is great because it has -2 for level reduction. So that's why it's probably the best fish to use for a deck leader. If not, you can use like Root Water for the open card. That's pretty decent. Fortress Whale is the deck leader. It has -2 level cost for all of your fish. That's going to be something we kind of utilize throughout this deck. Extended support range with increased movement and increased strength is really, really convenient. And then weakened specific enemy type doesn't matter at all. One of the key fusions for this deck is a fairy plus a fish is 7-colored fish. So this deck is going to be focused on bringing out 7-colored fish as well as some other fish that are actually pretty strong and playing into that kind of synergy. So just some random fairies with good effects, so if you had to play them, you can. Mystical Capture Chain if you're ever against fiends. And just throw this thing in face-up defense and you automatically win the game. Key Mace, sometimes you just need to switch your opponent's card to defense so you can attack it and kill it, so pretty decent effect. Happy Lovers, anything that attacks this, or it attacks that has power-ups that are like equip based, just go away, which is really good. Happy Lovers effect is great. Next up, Root Water. This is great for changing field for you. It's also fusion fodder. White Dolphin is just straight fusion fodder. 7-colored fish because this thing only costs 2 stars, so we might as well use it anyways. A single Fortress Whale because if your opponent's using warriors, you can just win the game. This is one of the main reasons why I'd recommend not just playing pure warriors. If you do, somebody's going to play a single Fortress Whale, and you're going to pretty much cry. So, yeah, not great. Although this card is pretty great for countering when it counters. Man-Eater Bug, or Man-Eating Black Shark, Man-Eater Bug. Just another strong fish to use. Just another decent beat sick. Ancient Tree because we don't have many traps and I'd like to get rid of them. Umis because we want as much water field as we can. Heavy Storm, great for us to get a lethal off since we're going to be at a relatively aggressive deck. Soul of the Pure for healing. Aqua Choruses, we don't have double movement for our deck leader, so we kind of get to play a little bit slower. Aqua Chorus is not the best card in the world, it's pretty slow. So if you want to play other slow cards, you could put in 3 traps. You can also put in like 3 aggressive cards here. Aggressive cards being like eye armors and stuff. Dimension Hole, this helps us be aggressive and reposition our deck leader. Power of Kaishin and High Tide for just some equips. I put in a single Riryoku just because I had a bunch of extra deck cost lying around, and these things fish only take like 2 good equips. Tears of the Mermaid, figured we're going with a water theme, might as well continue. And then a Goblin Fan just to deal with opponents' Riryokus and burn cards. So that's the list. We'll go ahead and start with somebody relatively annoying. He has a pretty similar set of leader abilities to us, so he should be a good person to play against. Well, we won the game. Wanna see if he just chooses to lose the game right here? No, he played a trap. Oh, that's a Mirror Force. I don't know how I want to handle that. Yeah. Just, sacrifice this. Yeah, this is not much of a contest, but I mean, this is kind of what a lot of games would look like. I mean, this is what your opponent would try to do to you too, so it's kind of the thing with PvP is like super aggressive strategies are going to have a fun time squaring off against each other. But this deck has a whole bunch of ways to change terrain, which is really nice. We have straight outs against warriors and fiends, so if anyone ever wanted to play those against you, they can't. We have some pretty good leader abilities to work around with. That's a Judgman, probably. With an equip? Yeah. Even with an equip, it should be weaker than that, so... we are not going to need Soul of here, so we'll get rid of it. I'm gonna give him one turn, and then I would like to hit that Aqua Chorus on one more card if I could possibly do it. It's not the biggest deal if I don't. Not the best play, but it's okay. Show off if the fusion actually works. I do have lethal right now. If he doesn't have a acid trap next to his deck leader, I don't think it matters. There's nothing Tristan can actually do about this deck. Just imagine if I actually drew a Fortress Whale. This duel would be completely over. Oh. I'm pretty certain that he has, like, an acid trap pulldown or something. But he doesn't, so... I was just surprised he didn't move last turn. Yeah, duel kind of over, kind of easy. I mean, we're just going... So, basically we're just following the general principle of buff creatures really quick and then run your opponent over before they can play cards that buff their cards quickly, or even slowly. Maybe that's a deck that I could do there. Sword and Shield deck. Haven't, I don't usually play around with Sword and Shield. It's usually a pretty bad card. Let's see here. It'd be kind of unfair to beat up Pyros with this deck. Let's actually go after Kaiba. Kaiba's a... because he plays all lights, it's actually pretty bad for a bunch of waters to deal with. We definitely have the attribute disadvantage in this fight. I don't know, he has some pretty obnoxious traps in his deck. He has multiple shadow spells and I believe even mirror forces, so yeah. Ancient Tree's not terrible to play. I'd kind of like to use that to change the field. If I'd played that a little smarter, I could have put the 7-colored fish in a place where I could still move my deck leader forward. Also, this card should have cost like 3 stars, so it's not even a dragon. At least it's very unlikely to be a dragon. So it's probably an Unhappy Maiden. So this could easily be a Blue Eyes. So I'm just gonna drop an Aqua Chorus. Pretty much nothing he can do about creatures this strong. Oh hey, a Blue Eyes. It's a Seiryu? Or maybe a Skull Guardian, but probably a Seiryu. Actually, I don't think he has the ability to fuse a Skull Guardian. So again, we're just bringing out a whole bunch of 7-colored fish. And then we're going to buff all of them with Aqua Chorus. How about I show off a little bit of my mobility because I have the increased movement boost for same type allies, which is basically as good as having terrain boost. So super, super useful. Almost amazing effect, honestly. Basically, any fish in my leader range are basically on water field. And then I can add water field to it to give them an extra 500 points, which is really good. One of the things that this deck is really good at is changing fields, so we'll go after somebody that has wasteland terrain. Could even go after like Bandit Keep. Maybe we'll do that next. Who has a lot more than just has machines, which really hate Umis. So, Bones' AI here actually does exactly what you'd probably do if you were playing a more defensive deck, and you'd move to the side turn 1 against a deck that is more aggressive like mine. And we can just kind of see what would happen if you tried to run away from an aggressive deck in this game. Well, that's gonna... Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought I'd almost win that. It is quite a damage swing to change the field like that. Once you've flipped Root Water, you can actually just use it to do the fusion, so you can create the water and then you can fuse on top of the creature that you played. That's pretty effective usually. We'll just make another 7-colored fish. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. I'm almost more impressed that he killed that. Yeah. Okay. We're just gonna throw... I mean, I have lethal, so let's just lethal him. I was just gonna throw an Umi and make it so that Ollie's got to play on his water terrain, and at that point the game is absolutely over. Because the Wasteland is basically a -1000 compared to water terrain for me. Also, if you're, so it doesn't really matter with, these, with, like, root water for changing terrain, but if you were, like, using Aqua Dragon or something, it does matter. If you attack first, your effect goes off second. Although for flip effects, it's kind of weird. If you flipped your creature, I believe it goes off first. If you haven't, I think it goes off second. Two power increases. My creature might be dead. Yep, oh well. I created the water terrain. That's all I wanted it to do. Oh hey, and we top decked a card that works well. Most machines have high defense, so Key Mace... Oh. That's an unfortunate fusion. Whoops. Key Mace, if you don't have a strong enough fish for the fusion, it will fuse into Amazons of the Sea. It can be fused with another fairy to make 7-colored fish, though. So you can absolutely switch it out for other fairies if you'd like to. I have just drawn tons of Aqua Choruses. I'm gonna wait one turn, even though I know my creature's gonna get attacked. I'm sure my creature's stronger. Oh, Keith. We'll just... We don't need Dimension Hole this game because we're already so far advanced. The second Aqua Chorus would have done more damage to him, but that's okay. We're kind of in an Umi waiting... We're kind of waiting for Umi, although we're probably just going to kill him without it, because I'm just going to play all of these Aqua Choruses and my creatures are going to be way too strong. So each of these Aqua Choruses is plus 1800 attack for my board. Which, honestly, that's pretty hard to actually deal with. Ooh! Well, the AI did the right thing there. The order was terrible. It was the right play. Unfortunately for the AI, it's dead. And I just skipped out on taking lethal. I could have just killed him. Oh, boom. Yeah, I drew Root Waters, and Root Waters are enough to pretty much beat Keith on their own. But, yeah, this is... It can't be the most aggressive because it's held back by not having double movement on the deck leader. But it goes pretty quick, and you have a whole bunch of ways to just chase somebody down because you're so mobile. So, yeah. This is what I'd play if you asked me to play Fish. There's a couple changes I might make, depending on the matchup. I might change Key Mace over to, change it to a different fairy, maybe another mystical capture chain, like that. If I know I'm not going to play against Fiends, I might drop this for maybe a Tenderness or some other type of fairy. The Happy Livers are probably your best bet for fairies. Root Water is definitely one of your best bets for fusions. Really good effect, really good creature to just fuse off. It's good enough to play without fusing it. White Dolphins are free, so might as well play them. 7 colored fish, these cost 2 stars anyways, so you might as well just play them, or fusing them into them, so... I only have 1 Fortress Whale. You could put in more. If you know you're going against Warriors, just put in more. If you're tired of people playing Green Kappas and Eye Armors, this card's great against them. It just kills them. And eating Black Shark's just great. So, yeah. Also, Riryoku, you can change this and the traps out. Basically, this is just filler cards. Same with Aqua Choruses. Take your pick, put in whatever you want. Fish are pretty... They're not that strong, but I think they can get the job done, so... Let me know what you think. There's definitely not any creatures. The biggest problem with this deck is they don't have any creatures that just say destroy enemy creature. So maybe your trap package could actually kind of deal with that for you. Might be a good idea. Just in case your opponent plays something that you can't get over. Well, with that, thanks everybody for watching, and have a nice day.